Hi guys, this is Walawe TV and you're cooking with Mish. Today's colourful recipe will have your Christmas bells ringing and your taste buds swinging. A potato mash filled with colour, mixed nuts and Parmesan cheese, baked to a glossy perfection, and these are the ingredients that we will need to use today. Also, don't forget to check out our new book coming soon to iTunes for more unique recipes and guides from food to your very own spectacular herb garden. So we start off with a large sweet potato. Peel the sweet potato using a knife, or if you have a strong peeler you can use that. I prefer to use a knife because I can get all those little black root holes out of the potato, and then I don't have to actually pick it out one by one. So using a knife, cut the large sweet potato, use a peeler for the white potatoes, peel the potatoes and then wash them and then cut them into small pieces. So it's up to you if you want to use a knife or a peeler. I like to use a knife for the sweet potato and a peeler for the small potatoes. Cut them into small cubes, or as small as you want, because we are boiling them anyway to mash up. So the smaller they are, the quicker they will cook in when you're boiling them. So chop them up into small pieces and then we will boil them for about 20 to 25 minutes. You can add chicken stock to your water while you're boiling it, or just a pinch of salt. Once you've boiled the potatoes, separate them into two separate bowls, one for the sweet potato and one for the white potatoes, because we will add color to the sweet potatoes of red and then green color to the white potatoes, as you will see in a moment. So boil the potatoes for 20 to 25 minutes, drain out any water from the potatoes, separate them into two bowls, and then we're going to mash them up and add color to both. I've used the sweet potato purely because they're already a little bit orange, so I don't have to use as much food coloring as I would with the white potatoes. Now we use one capsicum and slice it up. All the capsicum is used for is just to add a color that is a little bit more glossy than the potato itself. You'll see what will happen once we've baked this. It will actually add a pretty nice color. So line your baking dish with butter. If you still haven't finished or you haven't prepared the potatoes, just line the baking tray with butter and put it in the fridge until it's ready. So now with the sweet potato, I've added about 150 mils of cream and then mashed it up, and then I will also add 1 tablespoon of chicken stock powder. You don't have to add the chicken stock powder at this point if you don't want to. Just the most important part is the cream. 150 milliliters of cream to each batch of potatoes. So in this case I've used 1 tablespoon of chicken stock powder in both, added the cream and then mashed them up with the fork. If you want to, put some gloves on and mash them up with your hands. If they're not too hot, you can actually just use your hand and squash the potatoes through. If you don't have a masher, if you don't have the patience to use a fork. To the white potatoes, I've added some garlic, only a small amount just to give it a bit of a different taste. Now chop up your fresh Parmesan cheese into chunks or small pieces. It's entirely up to you. Again, you can slice it, you can shred it, you can chop it. Small diced cubes is enough because it's only just to give a little bit of saltiness to the potato. So to the sweet potato, we add some red color and mix it through until all the yellow has disappeared from the pot, from your mixing bowl, and then just keep stirring until you have a nice deep red. Don't overuse food coloring. This is probably once a year that we'll do this many recipes that have this much food coloring. We try to keep it as natural as possible. However, for Christmas we are going to put as much color into our recipes as possible. To the white potatoes, we add some green food color. If you find that it's not green enough, just add a little bit more. As I said before, do not overdose on food coloring. It's not exactly the best for our health, but for Christmas we are going to be a little bit naughty and add about a teaspoon of each color to the potato. So mix that through until again all of the white has gone from the mixing bowl, and you should have something like this: deep red and a darkish green potato mix. So what I've used here is just a bag of mixed salted nuts. You can use roasted nuts. You can make it yourself, or if you don't have the patience, just buy a bag of mixed salted nuts. So we add a layer of green potato first. Again, this is entirely up to you how you serve and decorate and place this. So if you want to put red first, you can put the red potato first. So I've used a red layer over the top of the nuts. I've used a green layer over the top of the nuts, and then sprinkled another amount of nuts. So it goes basically nuts, potato, cheese, nuts, another layer of potato. So as you can see here, I'm just sprinkling a little bit of the cubed Parmesan cheese, and then I will put another layer of nuts, some capsicum, and then cover that with the red potato mash. So we now end up with a bit of a multi-layered potato and vegetable and cheese mash. Sounds complicated, but it's a really fun dish to make with your family. Get the whole family together and get them all putting together this funny looking dish. It is very tasty. When it's baked, you'll find that it turns into a glossy potato. This is from the butter, this is from the oils that you will get extracted from the nuts and Parmesan cheese again. So this will be your second last layer, and then we will add another layer of potato over the top of the capsicum, the cheese and the nut mix. So you'll end up with about 3 or 4 layers. It's really entirely up to you how many layers you go, as long as you don't overflow the baking dish. So put your final layer of green potato mash, and what we're going to do is bake it for about half an hour on about 200 degrees Celsius or 390 degrees Fahrenheit. So put that all in over the top. It's okay if some of the nuts come out over the last layer of potatoes, because we are going to cover the final layer with cheese and nuts again. So put as much as the potatoes into the dish, put your nuts and cheese over the top, and there you have it, a lip-smacking, winter-warming, colourful potato mash to make your Christmas entree unique and delightfully scrumptious. Serve it as a side with turkey, chicken, or your favourite steak. This is Malawi TV, and you're cooking with Mish, and see you next time.